Tonight we're going to just talk a little bit more about manifesting, and this has come about because of conversations with a couple of friends, but also on a client call recently where we were looking at one of their goals. We were sort of talking about manifesting and the problems that they're encountering. And I just thought, well, we all have desires and dreams that we want to manifest. And actually, in my own experience, you can't have some of these things said to you enough times. You need to hear them repeatedly and fairly often in order to help your manifesting. So if you're here, say hello. I can see two of you have joined me. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Lisa. How are you? So the first thing I'm going to say about manifesting is kind of repeat the process, okay? So you have a desire. And in that desire, as soon as you state it energetically, it is given to you according to Abraham Hicks and the law of attraction. You then, your job is, hi Rachel, your job is to basically stay in alignment with that desire, with no toing and froing. Hey Emily, no toing and froing or doubt in your mind that that thing you want is going to manifest. And that's our challenge, right? Because we're human and we want to know how, when, why, what, who, and we want it now, and we're impatient. Oh, good for you. What are you having for dinner, Lisa? I'm going to scoff mine after this. So that's the hard part for us in a way, but that's what we improve on with practice. The more we practice holding our balance, holding our vibration at a high level, and our trust and our belief is steady and high, the easier it is then to receive the nudges and to then act on those nudges if action is required. So you have your desire, you have to keep your vibrations steady, you follow the actions and nudges that you're being told to take, and then you will start to find your feelings feel good, like you feel at ease, you feel some of you might feel a smoothness in the energy. It might feel like things are accelerating, experiences, coincidences, synchronicities, they're all sort of happening and you're seeing things. Some of you, I'm getting, will see numbers. Some of you will see the butterflies or the dragonflies. All of those things will happen, and they're your sign that energy is moving, okay? And then finally, it manifests. Now, quite often, the things we want to manifest revolve around health, love, and money. Okay, those are the three main areas that we all have desires around. Okay, and within those, you have more specific things. So it could be I want a new house, I want to clear my debts, I want to increase my income, I want to run a business and I want it to be successful and I want it to have this level of income, whatever it is. If it's love, I want to meet a romantic partner. Maybe you want peace and harmony with siblings. Maybe you want improved communication with your husband, wife, partner, whatever you have. And then if it's around health, you might want to lose weight, gain weight, improve a physical or mental health condition that you have, overcome trauma. Within those three overarching things, there are many little small and big desires that we all have. But the thing about the desire is it comes from a place of need, right? So supposing, let's pick on money because that's an easy one, or let's pick on being single because they're two really easy ones. When you're single or you don't have enough money, your desire is born for a need for change and a want for change, okay? So you're like, oh, I'm so fed up of not having enough money, of being single, of feeling lonely. When is it going to change? My life feels hamstrung without one or the other. I really, really want, to be in a relationship. I really, really want children, stepchildren, whatever it is. I really, really want to imagine myself in a house with a partner and the dog, I want to imagine my bank accounts are overflowing with money, and I've got the financial freedom to do what I want, right? So that's your desire. And there's nothing wrong with that desire. It's a beautiful desire to have, right? Because we're here to thrive and we're here to enjoy life and have lots of experiences. The problem becomes when that desire, there is neediness around that desire. Because when there's neediness around it, what happens is that you move into a place of lack. So, in other words, in your mind, if you're thinking, hey, Jennifer, if you're thinking about, I want more money or I want to meet someone, and you're like, oh, where is it? Why can't I have it now? What is the problem? What you're doing is you're shifting away from knowing it's coming to you into being hyper aware of the gap in your life or the lack in your life. And it becomes neediness. I can't do what I want unless I have this right now. And so, and if you don't have those things, then you're in neediness. And what neediness does is it drops your vibration and it pushes away what you want, right? So you didn't see me do that. I was pushing away with my hands. You probably didn't see me do that. So you need to be aware that part of your job is to keep an eye on what you're thinking about and how you're thinking about it. Now, this is, hey Claire, this is a practice, okay? And I'm not saying that you'll get it right at the first time. Some of you will be really, really good at doing it with things that are less important for you, which is why a couple of weeks ago I was saying, how many butterflies can you see? Do you know, I'm still seeing butterflies. And I start laughing now because, you know, I don't even think about butterflies, and I'm still seeing butterflies everywhere. Because I have no resistance around it. I have no neediness around it. Okay. But if I think about money, for example, I've had neediness in the past. I've got bills to pay and I've felt like I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul. I understand that, right? But actually, for me, the process of moving out of neediness was first of all learning to trust that the universe has my back. So many of you will know I listen to Everything is Working Out for You by Abraham Hicks. It's a 15-minute audio on YouTube. Listen to it every day for 13 months. And I know I've said this to you over and over again, and I'm not saying listen to this, but you need to find a methodology that works for you, that allows you to believe what you are asking for will come to you. Okay. So for me, it was listen to this audio. That helped me stabilize my vibration, because my vibration was real up and down like this. I could be really up around my family, around friends, around experiences. But as soon as the topic of money came, my vibration would drop like a stone. Okay. And so what I needed to do was learn how to stabilize that vibration. So if you are single or you have a health condition, and about life in general, you are fairly high vibe. But as soon as you focus on your romantic status or relationship problems with children or siblings or parents, whatever, your vibration drops. Then your work is, how do I find a place of stability and acceptance of what it is right now? So I'm not trying to change it, but acceptance of what it is right now. And if it's about being single, then how can I find a place of acceptance of this is what it is right now, and it will change, but this is where I am right now. And then if it's a health condition, if it's a persistent health condition, that can be quite hard to keep your vibration stable, because you might feel like that the health condition you have is really, really limiting your experiences, or you might feel like it leads to you feeling excluded from family gatherings or experiences you see other people on social media having. And so again, it's about, how can I stabilize my vibration in this place, right? Before we even try to raise our vibration, we need to stop that plummet of our vibration, that doom feeling, that life is never going to get better feeling. We want to stop feeling that. Instead, what we want to do is go, okay, this is shit, don't like it, but I'm not going to drop down. I'm going to go, when I think that thought of when I feel frustrated, I'm going to instead go, okay, but it's okay because the universe has my back, right? The universe has my back. So that's your first bit of work to do. The second thing that you need to then do is, once you've stabilized yourself, is then start looking for ways to build belief. Okay. So this could be, for example, I'm going to speak on health conditions, right? And I'm going to talk about the Paralympians, because if you have a limited movement, if you have some kind of health condition that limits you, if you need proof that your disability, your illness, whatever that condition is, doesn't have to limit you, look at the Paralympians. You couldn't get a better example, right? Now, I'm not saying their journey was easy. I'm not saying your journey is going to be easy. What I'm saying to you is they can be a source of inspiration for you. And these days with social media, you can follow those people and feel inspired. For me, health is something I'm always working on. So I follow various people who I've come across on Instagram, and I really like their vibe. I like the energy they're bringing. I like their no nonsense attitude, and I love their recipes. And they're things that I think, yeah, I think I'd like to do that. Try it out. Some recipes have worked, some have not worked. That's okay. Not worried about those things, but it's finding inspiration, because I can see that, excuse me, those people are doing the things that I want to do or have been trying to do. So it's interesting, I got a cough, because this is about trust, right? When you're looking for these people to help inspire you and help you understand that the limitations only exist in your head, in your belief system, essentially what you're also doing is building more trust with the universe, right? You're trying to you're aiming to reinforce the belief that the universe has my back, and then you're reinforcing the belief of the things I want are possible for me. Okay, so if you are single and you want a partner, or you have siblings with whom you're arguing with, or you have parents with whom you don't get on with, or children you don't get on with, can you find examples of people who have successfully met a partner with whom they haven't got a committed, solid relationship with? Can you find examples? I'm going to caution you on that one and say, don't necessarily choose celebrities, because celebrities often produce a very curated facade, if you like. So I just want you to be a bit careful if you're thinking of celebrities. I want you to think about, if it's siblings and parents or children that you're not getting on with, what can you do, or who inspires you to believe that it's possible to repair those relationships? And it could be that you need to read some books. It could be that you need to listen to some podcasts and understand more about family dynamics. There are many, many routes to finding this and building trust that the thing you desire is possible. You can get what you are seeking. So we've built trust with the universe, we've stabilized our vibration, and now we're looking at building belief that the thing we want can come to us. Because if it can happen to them, it can happen to us, right? They're not superhuman, they're not any different. They're human. We're human. So if they can have it, we can have it. I have a long-term goal to be a billionaire, right? And my family and friends roll about when I tell them this. But I think, well, if Jeff Bezos can be a millionaire, why can't I be a millionaire? And I think I'd probably do a lot more good than him if I was a billionaire. I'm just like, these things are all possible. Will I ever be a billionaire? I don't know. It's not like something I think about every day, but it's there. I've put it out to the universe. I'm far from being a billionaire at the moment, but I've put it out to the universe. And I think in time, maybe I'll reflect and go, huh, maybe I'm near that, right? So, hey, Mickey. So, I want you to remember that your goals can be really big as well, but you need to find people who are doing what you want to do and who inspire you. If I take my book, um, I am a self published author. I don't have a huge audience. I have, nearly 200 of you here. I have slightly more on Instagram, and then I have a few on TikTok, right? I don't have a massive audience, and I have an email list as well. But I set myself a target of how many pre-orders I wanted to sell before the book goes live on Amazon. I think I'm only 2 away from that now. So you just have to believe, you really do. And that is your work when it comes to manifesting. You cannot doubt that the thing you want is yours, and you have to hold your vibration steady. Okay? Because if you fall into, and this is a reminder, if you fall into, I need this to happen for me right now, you are completely in that place of lack. You have gone from believing it is possible for you to, I'm in scarcity mode. Now, there is no criticism here from me, right, on that, because we are human. We have pressures on us, whether it be money pressures, familial pressures, whatever the pressures are, we have those pressures. And it is a very human response. And I'm not expecting any of you to be anything other than human, right? But what I'm saying to you is that as soon as you notice it, you need to implement the things that you have got that help you to raise your vibration, steady yourself, and then rebuild that trust in the universe. Apart from listening to Everything Is Always Working Out for You, I had and have a playlist that I still listen to on Spotify of songs that really inspire me, of songs that motivate me to move, that make me think, yeah, that's an aspirational song for me. If you are single, I'm going to recommend you listen to, now the name of the fella's gone out of my head. Canadian crooner. What's his name? It'll come back to me and I'll put it on there. There's a song out there and it's called I Just Haven't Met You Yet. And I was listening to the lyrics the other day and I was like, oh, what a hopeful song. I love this song. If I was single, I would be having that song on repeat, right? Because if you listen to the lyrics and the energy of that song, there is so much hope in it. He's talking about I'm going to have this, I'm going to have that. I just haven't met you yet. But when I meet you, it's going to be phenomenal when I meet you. So songs can be a really good way to raise your vibration. Audios, podcasts, books, all of those things. Conversations with good friends. So if you have, worries about what you're experiencing, choose a couple of trusted people, 1, 2, 3 trusted people who you know are going to have your back, give you their wise counsel, and help you move forward. In my book, I've mentioned a couple of people who they're the people I go to for when I need someone's perspective, when I'm struggling or I'm getting myself all in a muddle in my head. There are a few people who I've put in the acknowledgements they're my go-to people, right? Because these people I know are going to give me solid, wise counsel with great perspectives. It doesn't mean I have to take their point of view, but it gives me something else to think about. And in that thinking of something else, I shift away from scarcity and lack and move back into possibility and opportunity. So that's the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about. When you need it to materialize, you are pushing it actually away. And the other thing I just wanted to talk to you about was, what if it doesn't make any sense to you what you're being asked to do? Hey, Raki. So sometimes when you are getting nudges from your team, it can feel very, very confusing and it can feel illogical. And I can talk about this from my personal experience. So over the last couple of years, I have been slowly but surely building up different elements of my business. And none of them have been particularly profitable, right? So I've got the Etsy store, I've got my VIP membership, I've got the readings I do some coaching, etc. And if you imagine, it's like a circle. But and it was ticking over, but nothing was particularly doing anything. And I remember thinking and saying to my team, like, I don't really understand what is going on here, because 2 years ago I set a goal and we are nowhere near that goal. And we are 2 years on. So, what is going on here? And now I can see how the book is actually tying it all together. And since the book got published, I can feel there's this huge impetus of momentum and energy, and it's pulling everything, all the elements of my business together. It's almost like a drawstring effect. Okay. But I have to say, over the last couple of years, there's been a couple of times, or more than two or three times, when I have questioned my team and gone, are you sure you know what you're doing? Because it hasn't made sense to me. I've not been able to see what they're doing. Once I understood that the book was the sort of the thing that brings it all together, the product that brings a lot of the bits of my business together, what I understood was that the reason they've done it that way is because I won't be under so much pressure to produce the other elements, because the bones of them are there. Obviously, they'll need to be built upon, but they're not things I have to start from scratch, and therefore won't feel that pressure. So the way my team have done it, because I want to build my business in an energy of ease and simplicity and what's the next easiest thing to do, they have basically done it that way. They have put all the different elements in place for me, and then they've gone, right, here's the book, go, right? So if you are struggling with a manifestation and it's not making sense to you, feel free to put it in the comments here, and I will see what we can get for you in answer to that. But I want you to understand that when things don't make sense to you and you're trying to manifest, this is also when you need to trust, and you need to trust hard. And you're trusting that your team know what they are doing. It's also about believing that your team have your back and that they love you and that they want to help you. Now, I've talked about this a lot. If you're reading the book, you'll see I talk about it as well. And it is my experience that my team, hey, Monica, my team do love me. They are helping me. That's not to say over the years, and I've been working with my team for 25 years now through Reiki and then through the higher self connection. That is not to say I have not yelled at them. I have yelled at them, and I have stamped my foot like a stroppy teenager, I can tell you. And they have taken it on the chin, bless their hearts. Yes, you can, Monica. They have taken it on the chin, and then they have kind of let me calm down, and then they have come back to me and gone, you need to do this, or you need to do that. And 9 times out of 10, the first thing I need to do is stabilize my vibration, calm myself down, get back into a place of trusting and believing and accepting that what I'm looking for is coming to me, and it is mine because I desire it and I'm worthy of that desire. So, any questions on everything I went through? I've rattled along for the last half an hour. Just having a bit of my lemon and ginger tea. Do love a bit of lemon and ginger. So those are if you have just caught up with the live and you are having problems with your manifesting, please go and watch the replay of this, because quite often it's these little nuances that need adjusting, right? And I promise you, with time, you get to a point where you don't even think about the lack anymore. You get to a point where you can feel the energy flow so well that you don't need to question anymore. You can just go, oh, this feels good, right? That is enough of a sign for you that you are on track, that I feel good feeling. Some of you will know because you're getting the numbers and you're getting confirmation through posts you're seeing on Facebook or Insta, or maybe as you walk down the road. A friend of mine, she always sees things in tubes on the posters that really give her confirmation. I see lots of numbers on number plates and, of course, butterflies. So some of you will get those confirmations. Some of you will get confirmation through song or film or books, and notice it and feel good in that noticing. Every time you see a sign that confirms what you're wanting is on its way to you, just say thank you to the universe, because gratitude smooths away. So kind of when I see the numbers, I'm like, ooh, what's coming next, right? On my phone, I have a lock screen that says, let me just see if I can bring it up for you guys to see. It says, congratulations to me in advance. I don't know what's coming, but it's coming, right? There it is. Apparently I can't do that. There you go. Congratulations to me in advance. I don't know what's coming, but it's coming. Now, whenever I read that, I've had this for about, I don't know, about 8 weeks now, this particular lock screen. Whenever I have it, I see it and I read that, I start to smile and I'm like, ooh, what's coming? I don't know what's coming. It really raises my vibe. So I want you to think about that as well. Like, what can you put on your phone or on your laptop as an instant vibration riser, as something that's going to make you go, ooh, this is exciting, or yay? So for ages, I had the cover of the book on my laptop as my lock screen. I had the different iterations of the book screen, of the book cover as the lock screen. I have on another one I have is it's to do with your audience size, and so mine, it's like you only have to shine for the 5%, which made me feel like, oh, I don't need to satisfy 8 billion people with my book. I only need to satisfy my 5%. Well, my 5% of 8 billion, still a lot of people, right? If I sell to all those people, great. Oh, that will be amazing, right? But I'm not going to sit there and count like how many people have I sold it to. I'm just going to, every time I get a sale, I'm like, yes, the book is going out there. So I want you, and in that, yes, the book is going out there, I'm generating more excitement. I'm generating more trust. I'm generating more belief that the book is going to go wherever it needs to go, to whom it needs to go, in the most beautiful synchronicity. And actually, in the group, we have someone who's had very similar. We have Rebecca, who knows the lovely Emily in our group, and they hadn't seen each other for a while, and then they met up and they were just chatting, and out of the blue, Rebecca suddenly mentioned a book called Believe. Well, for those of you who've been with me from the start, Believe is the book that Raf and Liv Kanya wrote. Emily's jaw dropped and she ran inside, came back out and went, is this the book you're talking about? And there was a lovely bit of synchronicity and confirmation for Rebecca that this was a good place for her to start. And then through that, she's joined my group and she's getting other synchronicities. So remember, the more you get happy about the signs and the the synchronicities that you get, the easier it is for your manifestation to come. And remember, I know we all have time deadlines, but try and set those aside. Focus on feeling happy. The universe has millions and billions of moving parts it needs to synchronize to bring you your manifestation. But in your happiness, in your trust, in your excitement, you allow that time thing to speed up and it will arrive in time. With this book, again, when I was talking to my typesetter, who is absolutely brilliant, he gave me a timeline and he said to me, oh, 5th of September to publish. I think that's really hard going. I think you should go for towards the end of September. And he's chatting away, and I'm kind of talking to my team in my head. And then I just clearly heard, no, stick with the 5th of September. Just stick with the 5th of September. And for me, the 5th of September is a really important date. It's actually the anniversary of my dad's passing. And I wanted to change up the energy of that day. I don't want it to be a sad, mournful day. The only reason I think of that date is to do with my dad, right, and his death. I wanted it to become something really positive. And so I trusted the process, and I was going to go with two different printers. And then, you know, the first printer, who everyone raved about to me, they got the cover wrong. The colors weren't right. But Amazon, who are also a printer, got the colors exactly how I wanted them, with the vividness that I wanted them to have. And so I went with Amazon, and then I placed my order for my author copies. And there you go. They turned up on the 2nd of September, and I sent the orders out on the 5th of September. It was published on the 5th of September. So your job is not to worry about time. It's not to worry about how or why or what or where, none of those. Your only job is to think about stabilizing your vibration, being very clear, first of all, what your desire is. Like, be clear about it. Don't be wishy-washy about this, right? If you want to move house, be clear about where you want to go, what your budget is, what kind of house you want. If you want to meet someone, what kind of person do you want to meet? What kind of relationship do you want to have? Are they going to have children? What qualities are you bringing to that relationship, and what qualities do you want reciprocated from your other half? Well, I'm not going to use that term, it's the wrong term, from that other person. If you want peace and harmony with your siblings, how can you bring that to yourself and your siblings? Like, do you see what I mean? Be specific in your desire. Hold your vibration steady. If you need to, learn and allow yourself to build up to that, and then get excited about what is coming your way. I promise you it will come. Honestly, Emily, when you messaged me to say 2 clients in 20 minutes, my jaw did drop. And I trust so much, but that is super fast. I think that must be the fastest manifestation I've heard about in a little while. So well done to you for trusting and being really clear with your team. And what a team, right? To have manifested and allowed you to do the thing that you want to do now that those clients have come through. Very, very exciting. Okay, right, my lovelies. I shall head off now, wishing you all a lovely week. I can't believe at 7:45 in the evening it's dark. That's a bit sad, isn't it? Hey ho. I will love you and leave you all. Just to let you know that my book is coming out in paperback on the 17th of September. So I'll be posting, it's available to pre-order on Kindle now. So I'll post the Kindle link now, and it'll be available to order on the 17th of September from Amazon in paperback and hardback. So thank you very much to everyone who's bought the book so far and who've been tagging me on their posts on social media. I really, really appreciate it. And I appreciate your faith and trust in me as well. Sending you all loads of love. Have a lovely week, and I will talk to you soon. Take care now.